Hello and welcome back. We're going to talk about something a little lighter today. However, it's still not the best subject in the world, but there are some good highlights that I would like to illustrate. And what am I talking about? I am talking about the 2024 Olympics that took place in Paris, France. Now, like I said, I believe that these athletes deserve recognition and notoriety because they have put in work and work like no other. So, although there was a lot of chaos that took place at the Olympics, from the ceremony opening to some athletes not participating at all, we're going to discuss all of that today. Again, shout out to all participants of the United States, those who worked very hard to get to that particular point. Now, you know, my girl, Sha'carri Richardson, she suffered through some things, and we'll talk about that in a few moments. But let me go ahead and give a shout out to Simone Biles, who actually received a few medals. So I think she's like, in all, she has a total of maybe about 40 medals in all throughout her whole career, which is something to be proud of, and we are proud of her. Not only does she conduct herself well on the floor, she also conducts herself well as an example to younger generations and younger people how a lady is supposed to be. Very proud of her with the things that she has done, even in her personal life. She got married. She seems to be happy with her husband. And though a lot of bitter women was trying to influence her or gave their comments on how and why she should leave her husband, she tuned all of that out, as she should, and she is enjoying her life. So when she goes back home and all of this excitement from the Olympics have passed, she'll be able to enjoy her home, she'll be able to enjoy her dog, and most of all, she'll be able to enjoy her husband. Okay, so all you haters, get back, pray and ask God to send you somebody. Stop thoughting, and maybe you can have the same success as Simone Biles. But we are proud of you and what you have done in the Olympics, and we hope to see you more. You are known as the greatest athlete in history, and that is an extraordinary accomplishment. So our hats go off to you for that. We also want to give a shout out to Noah Lyles. Um, there was some controversy, and my goodness, I think his name is Keyshawn, Key something. My goodness, that man is so fine. Okay, nice chocolate, tall, muscular, slim. Oh, he. Hey, but anyway, focus. Okay. But he did come in second place. It was by a mere thread that Noah Lyles won the 100 meter. I did mention that on my last video. Speaking of the Olympics, how this guy was a beast. But I did also mentioned that, with extra hard work and dedication, I had no doubt that Noah could bring home the gold. So hats off to him. And I believe he also won the 200, if I'm not mistaken. So that's quite an accomplishment. And keep going, Judah. Keep going, Noah. I call him Judah because that's the inside. That's only for people who know who they are. But anyway, moving on. Um, what one of the things that I had a problem with was, of course, the opening ceremony. It should not, whether or not the artistic director said that it wasn't intended for it to be as the Last Supper. Still, you can't get that close to something and not know that it could be a possible um interpretation. So that was all off. Another thing that was all off, and I know I live in America, but right is right and wrong is wrong. This thing with men competing in women's sports, I believe that there was an Italian female boxer got into the ring, only last less than 2 minutes in the ring with a biological male who transitioned into a female. Listen, do what you want to do when you want to do it. But when it comes down to the safety of others, when it comes down to biology, you can change your outward appearance all you want to. But at the end of the day, your DNA, your genetics is in the design of either a male or female. Period, point blank. You have some exceptions, but those are very rare exceptions. You're still more of a female or more of a male or either or, male or female, period. And so we know, even if we look at, and I've done videos about the differences in animals. You look at the lion versus the lioness, totally different sizes. You look at the tiger versus the tigress or the female tiger, totally different. You look at the ape, male ape versus the female ape, totally different sizes. So it doesn't matter what you want to be and how you want to be addressed. That's one thing. But when it comes down to you actually competing and someone's safety is at risk, that's where we should draw the line. So hopefully in the future, these issues will be addressed, and also we won't have to worry about these types of issues. I believe that it's eventually going to be like this based off of my biblical studies. I believe that it's going to eventually come to this. But as for right now, there's still hope to where we could keep everyone safe who competes in these competitions, because there's no way. That's assault. I don't care if she was a registered fighter. If her hands were registered, her hands were registered as a female, and she should not have felt threatened or had been violated in that type of way. So that's that. That's that. Now, my other issue comes into my girls from Jamaica. I know that America and Jamaica, we are competitors when it comes down to the Olympics, but let me tell you, those are still my people. Of course, I'm Team USA all day, every day. But at the end of the day, I still love watching them compete. And for Sharika Jackson, for Shelly Ann, and even with Sha'carri, the things that they had to go through in this particular event was uncalled for. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that Sha'carri and also Shelly Ann decided not to stay within the Olympic Village, if I'm not mistaken. And they said, listen, these conditions, I can't do these conditions. I heard that the beds weren't comfortable. It wasn't that sanitary. And something about the AC. And listen, if you got the resources to be comfortable, knowing your assignment of what's ahead of you, why not go somewhere, if you have the resources to do it, to go somewhere that you are going to be able to relax your mind, get your mind right, get your body right, eat good food. I heard that the food wasn't good. To be able to be comfortable to prepare yourself for what's to come. And I believe that it was more that they set them up in a way, because both Sha'carri and Shelly Ann came to the same gate that they had came to the day prior, and they would not let them in. So they had to end up walking from that gate that they were refused entrance all the way to another gate that was an hour away. So when they finally got to the correct gate, that was totally different than the gate they were able to enter the day before, it wasn't time for them to warm up. Now, me, I don't do sports in terms of me. As you can tell, I don't do sports. But I do know that as a singer, we always have mic checks. We always go and we practice right before. You want to do the me's and you want to do all of that. You want to get your voice tuned and warmed up and ready to go, so when it's time to execute, you have no problems. It's the same thing. I have gone to a lot of baseball games, and before the game starts, you see the pitcher, you see the batter, and they're just out there practicing, and getting themselves warmed up for the game. Same with football. They get themselves warmed up in whatever way that looks like. These two ladies were not able to do so. So I'm not saying that was the reason why Shelly Ann just said, you know what, forget it. Because they're going to keep their uh, uh, their professionalism. They're going to be charismatic. They're going to be ladies. But deep down, I would have been like, forget this. And I don't blame her or Sharika Jackson. I'm not saying that was the reason why they decided not to compete. It may have been, I've heard of, it could have been some injuries that took place. We don't know. But it just looked like Paris was shambles when it came down to, being supportive of the athletes, that were competing. So I really think, by them shutting the gate, I personally, this is my personal opinion, I personally believe that they said, oh, do they think they're too good to stay at our little Olympic village? Oh, if they can't ride the bus with the other athletes, and if they don't arrive with the other athletes, we're just going to cut them off. They won't be able to enter in this gate. And they'll have to go all the way around the world to get inside. Now, I believe, and I'm so happy for the lady from St. Lucia's who came in first place at these Olympic Games for the women's 100 meter. I'm very happy for her and for her country. I believe that this is the first medal that they've won. So hats off. Congratulations to her. But I do know for a fact that sha'carri, mind, body, and spirit was ready. And if she would have had the opportunity to warm up instead of walking a whole hour and warming up the way that she is used to warming up, there's no doubt in my mind that she would have won gold. But that's neither here nor there now. She did still come, even though she didn't get a chance to warm up. She was able to compete, and she came in second, earning the silver medal. So, hats off to her for a job well done. And last but not least, let's talk about Gabby. Gabby Thomas did her thing. She was able to kind of rest at ease, even though she said in the press conference that she was prepared whether Sharika Jackson would have been in the race or not. In the heat, she said she was still prepared either way, and she, wished Sharika well. But Gabby did not have to worry about that particular component of the race. and she was able to bring home the gold. And congratulations to her. Like I said, I like Gabby as well. She and sha'carri have two different personalities, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're all different. However, when it comes down to making the dream work, they work well as a team. So, congratulations to Gabby. May you have many, 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 many more. Hopefully, I believe that the Olympics will be taking place in Los Angeles, I believe in 2028, if I'm not mistaken. So it will be on our soil. And one thing I know about the United States of America, we know how to treat people well when they come over here. That's why we have so many people coming in through the borders, because we know how to make great friends, and we know what hospitality looks like. We know what good hospitality smells like. We know what good hospitality tastes like. We know what good hospitality overall feels like. And so we make sure that when we have guests to come over, we make sure that we accommodate and make sure that everyone is comfortable and has what they need. I'm not going to hold this video much longer, or any longer, as a matter of fact. We still have a few more days of the Olympics. Hopefully it will get better, but at this point, I'm just thinking that a lot of people are just like done and over it. But again, these athletes, those who qualify within their natural realm, women's doing women things, men doing men things, those athletes, I really admire you. My hat goes off to you, and I thank you personally for representing the United States of America the way that you did. So my hat goes off to each and every one of you. If you like this video, you already know what to do. You know you need to like it, because that shares it to other people. And you know, I talk about a lot of stuff. That's why it's called House of Nicole, because it's not so much as the building, but it's my heart. The House of Nicole. So everything that is in my heart, everything that is in my spirit, everything that I do, I bring to you in some way, shape, or form. So if you like it, go ahead and become a part of the family. I promise that I'm just gonna tell the truth. Now, sometimes, like Grafiki on the Lion King says, he said the truth can hurt, but you can either run from it or you can learn from it. So, what you gonna do? Okay, so like, share, subscribe, comment below, and I will see you in the next video. May God bless.